Good morning, Levon Ulbabian back to business. 4:30 a.m. on the morning on August 9, 2019. 4:30 a.m. I have a tutorial from Armenia and Turkey at Crossroads, written by a very interesting person by the name Edmond Azadian, long time ago. But actuality of this article, the power of this article in terms of description of our pathetic problems, our Armenian pathetic problems between each other, is terrible. By and large, one of the main problems which we have is not the I call them, what do I call them? I even forget. The werewolves from territory of ancient Byzantium, Dracula's. It's not them. Now, the main problem is us, Armenians. Each of us has our own opinion. We have our parties, we have our groups, one group against each other, diaspora against the country of Armenia, the homeland. We don't like this minister, we don't like that one. We argue. Nothing more important for them, for Dragulas, okay, from territory of ancient Byzantium. You know what I'm talking about, the damn Turkey. Nothing is more important for them, than our division. We are divided. Shame on us. Shame on us. We can be divided when it comes to competition, for example, in preparation of food or construction of electrical stations and roads. We can argue financial issues, but in one thing we have to be together. We have to be pragmatic, we have to be together, and it's a shame that we are not, and this is our fault, and we have to stop it. Because we're going nowhere with this attitude we have. With our attitude we have, every one of them is a genius. Yeah, right. Yeah, we would be geniuses. We would be geniuses if we were together. Okay? Do you know what was one of the main reasons why wild, barbaric savages, Vikings, were always successful? They were in a group, and no matter who was in charge of them, no matter what kind of was in charge of them, the group would listen to him, and hundreds of them would come to the town of 10,000, fight them and destroy them. Okay? We have a proof of it. We have a proof of it. You remember Sadarabat war, when 20,000 of us defeated 100,000 Turkish troops? Okay? When we were together, that's the problem, and we are not. Okay? And shame on the previous generation of Armenians. You are completely responsible. You all responsible for our division. For me, I don't care who you are. You Dashnak Tutun, you ARF, you my blood, you my people. I stand on my knees in front of every one of you, and I beg you, cut it out, stop it. If we are not a united front together, if we are not together, if we do not elaborate concrete goals, how to achieve what we have to, this is what they want, okay? This is what they want. It's just so much to say. For the US and European Union, the Caucasus region has become a new battleground to grab energy sources. Correct. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, for Moscow, it continues to be a losing battle to retain influence in near abroad. Turkey and Iran have tried to fill in the power vacuum, each with the help of a major power, by the way. The three mini republics in the region were only pawns. Hey, geniuses from Baku, pawns. Hey, my brothers and sisters in Georgia, guys, come on, Georgians, aren't you men enough to stand up to this? Georgians, your brothers, your cousins. Cut it out, guys. Hey, Baku Papacitos, what are you doing? You think anybody needs you? They need your resources. They're using you as pawns against us. You're going to lose. You know you're going to lose. You're going to be eventually wiped out, unfortunately, because I don't propagate this. I don't want it to happen to you. And you will be forgotten by history. You are needed just because of your natural resources. Relax, people. Relax. You're doomed. You know that, right? Okay, next. In this maze of interest and power struggle, they certainly had their own priorities, which could be achieved only in consonance with the interest of one of other major power. That's it. That's it. That's as serious and as simple as it is. The prediction that Turkey would cease to be a major power player after the World War II, it would be a demise of Turkey, didn't happen. It was just wishful thinking, like today, as Ankara came out stronger and more dominant thanks to its military and political build-up during the Cold War years. Turkey mended its relations with Russia faster than the West was able to do. That placed Armenia between a rock and a hard place. Okay? A rock and a hard place. This is where we are. The three Caucasian republics had very limited space to maneuver. Georgia threw in its lot with the NATO and West with dire consequences. Don't you know it? What did you do, Georgians? Georgians, you good people. Georgians, you good people. What did you do? Don't you forget about your history, about your historical ties to us and to Russia. What are you doing? You need these dire consequences? You got them. That was nuts. Okay? Azerbaijan kept its balance between the two camps under Turkey's tutelage. Armenia's complementarity ran its course as Russia worked out a modus vivendi with Turkey and with the West. Well, forget about Russia right now. This is the scenario in which the crucial protocols developed and were eventually signed. Of course, this is the beginning of the road. Well, blah, blah, blah. Rather than its destination. There's no destination. There is no road. I'm sorry. What happens during the forthcoming month and years in Armenia and Turkey will determine the ultimate outcome of the deal. What's the outcome of the deal? Look what's going on today in 2019. That's the outcome of the deal, guys. We have nothing to rely on. We have nothing to expect by our own destruction, okay? Unless we get united. And you old people of the past, all parties, all I know better, this and that, Monte, Hatspanyan, and other wonderful humans. They didn't belong to you. They belong to Armenia. I belong to Armenia. You belong to Armenia. You have to cut it out. Our differences is a wonderful thing. It's beautiful. We need to put them aside. We need to get together. I'm telling you, Armenians, I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, please get united here in the United States. Forget about our fathers, mothers, grandfathers, grandmothers, what they wished for Armenia. Bull crap, okay? Look at Armenia today, and this is our fault too. In the historic perspective, for Turkey, Armenia is a hurdle on its drive to reach Central Asia, all right? To achieve its age of Turanian designs. They believe their national interests are hampered by the tiny republic remaining after the genocide. One way or another, the Ottoman Kemalists, let me see what they write here, and current rulers have vied for the destruction of our nation. Remember this, destruction of our nation. Wake the hell up, Armenians. I am so mad, you have no idea. You have no idea. Just a few months ago, Turkey's current Minister of Defense, and we're talking about a few years ago, his name is Vesti Gonul, praised the Ittihadist ethnic cleansing, asking the rhetorical question that could Turkey have the present unified territory had Armenian and Greek minorities not be expelled and destroyed. Wow! 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 okay? One more time. Vesti Gonul praised the Ittihadist ethnic cleansing, asking the rhetorical question that could Turkey have the present unified territory? Had Armenian and Greek minorities not been expelled and destroyed, not incorporated in a matrix of a wonderful Ottoman Empire where everybody would live in peace and respect, have a democratic society, have a wonderful, wonderful, prosperous country with all the so-called ethnic minorities who were willing to live there because it was their land for thousands of years. Now, to exterminate them. This is what we deal with, friends. This is what we deal with now and tomorrow. The way out, powerful, economically powerful Armenia, and massive, massive information channel toward Turkey, toward Azerbaijan, to educate these people that the peace, communications and prosperity is much more important than the war and bickering like bitches. That's the word, like bitches, about terrible event which was created by dark force on that territory recurrently. We need to stop it. At today's political and strategic stalemate, the goals of both parties have become entangled with the interests of the major powers. Yeah, that's true. After all these years of blockade, Armenia needed to come out of its isolation and take the road to economic recovery. Oh yeah, really? Sure. With its dwindling population and shrinking economy, it could run the risk of not even being able to protect its own borders. Guys, I have to wrap up my program right now. And I want this to be a reminder of a danger in which our homeland is at this point of time. They depended on our unification here and our help. As always, I love you all, I hug you all, and I stand on my knees in front of my wonderful Armenian people. And I tell you guys, we need to get united. We need to stop bickering. We need to create a mutual front without which we are doomed. And this is their tactics. They're thinking 100, 200 years ahead.